be honest, I don't know how to start this video. So I think I'm going to start by talking about me. And this, the amazing BrookesWood Builds workshop. I've been doing this for roughly 5 years now, and it's been a hell of an experience. From learning how to edit, learning what to film, what shots to do, how to make everything sound good. And it's been a struggle, but I feel like I'm doing well. The videos are improving. I hope you agree with that. If you go back to watching my first video over here. Hey, what's up guys? So today we're going to be showing you how I made this lovely footstool for my dad. My original plan for the footstool. Join me next time and don't forget to like and subscribe. Wow, was it interesting. Whereas my last video, which is here, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to right an injustice. Okay. Wait, this isn't right. This doesn't feel right. Hold on. And there you go.
Wait, hold on. What?
Is a world apart. Now, unfortunately, BrookesWood Builds is going on a hiatus.
Oh, no.
You are joking, aren't you?
Oh, come on!
Because I'm leaving the workshop. This is not going to be my workshop anymore. This will be someone else's garage. So I am moving house. Now, the struggles that I've had with this workshop, as you know, is being the fact that just there is someone else's house. Now, that's not been a massive problem. Once it was, where I massively fell out with the neighbours. But most of the neighbours I have been really, really good. I am very respectful, and that I don't work in the garage normally after sort of 5, 6 o'clock, and especially not after Ollie goes to bed. And if I do, it's purely handwork, and that is fairly quiet. I have had a few bangs on the ceiling now and again, where my filing have been getting a little bit ferocious. It has in all parts worked out fine, and I've come a long way. This workshop was completely bare when we first moved in here. Obviously we've painted the walls, and I wasn't planning on starting a YouTube channel or doing woodwork at all. But things changed after I lost my mum. So I lost my mum to cancer 2018, not that much after Ollie was born. And I thought I was dealing with it perfectly well. I wasn't, but I thought I was. It's a Brooks trait to push those feelings as far down as you can and ignore them, which, as I've been told on numerous occasions, isn't healthy. And it wasn't healthy. So, because of that, I was getting very angry, getting very shirty with my wife. So I had to do something. And it just happened to be the time where it was getting near Christmas. I needed to build a chair in order to have Christmas dinner with my family. Ollie was on a proper chair, Kim was on a proper chair, and I had nowhere to sit. So I made a little stool. Wasn't a fancy stool. I did colour it. A little bit of stain on it to make it a nice walnut colour. But it was a basic 2x4 frame. It worked perfectly well. And then that got me hooked a little bit. So as you know, I am a little bit obsessed with Matt Cremona and April Wilkerson, and they are what got me started watching woodworking in the first place. And I thought, why not? I can do it myself. And my dad asked me for a footstool. So he plays guitar very well, and he's got lots of footstools, but they're not solid enough for him. They're not big enough, not bulky enough. So he said, can you build me a footstool? And I went, of course I can. Not having any idea how to do it, but I said, of course I can, because that's what you do as a YouTuber. So I made a lovely footstool, and it turned out really nice. It was an oak and Paduke framed footstool. Solid, bulky, wasn't going to move when he pushed it with his foot. It was lovely. Then we moved on to the height chart and the dining table for my dad as well. The machete for the Halloween build. And it all started cascading from there. One of my most popular videos to this day still is the understairs cupboard build. And that isn't a very well engineered build. It cracks on the floor and it's heavy because I didn't put it on those slidey things. You know, the slidey things that drawer slides. Put it on casters and it just rolls across the floor, but the floor's not level and it squeaks. But it's still a lovely build. It's a solid chest thing, storage for your shoes. Apparently my neighbour's got this, it's going to be fine.
2 very boring minutes later.
Now the machete build, that is what got me started with everything. With the weapons and the axes and the kunai. Or it really hit a niche and it struck something in here. Because when I was very little, my dad made me a batleth from Star Trek. It was, I think it was a chipboard, maybe even an OSB build. We cut it out with a jigsaw on the roof of his office when it was being built, and we painted it silver, we wrapped rope around the handles, and I loved that as a kid, and it broke and I was devastated. Oh, now I want to build another one. No, I haven't got time. I could build it and present it to my oh, that would be awesome. Ideas for future videos. Yes. Okay, so that basically brings us on to here, and what I'm doing now is packing up the workshop. It's hard. I didn't think I'd ever be doing it. So how long am I going to be out for? That's what I hear you asking. I don't know. I'm not going to stop making videos. I do have some videos in the bank. So I've got a couple of tool review videos. I've got the giant hammer video. I've also got the Maker Central builds coming up. Annoyingly, I haven't got both of them done, so I'm going to have to try and build a second sword in an unfinished workshop. But, yeah, it's going to be a very interesting time. I've got to admit, I'm scared. This is going to cost a lot of money to set this workshop up, but it should be well worth it. So, where does that leave us with my giant weapon wood forge factory thing that I've built here? Well, that leads me on to this, and this is very exciting. So why don't I take you to the new shop? So welcome to the new BrookesWood Builds workshop.
All right.
That's right, I have moved in, and well, apparently the entire garage has been taken up by house stuff, but this eventually will be the proper and finished home of BrookesWood Builds. I've had permission from the wife to not only clear all of this stuff out, but I've also got permission to not allow anything in here that isn't mine. So this is purely a woodworking workshop, and I cannot wait. So let me tell you all about it. So welcome to the workshop. So please bear with me, the fact that it's an absolute state. There is a big and long-winded plan that's going to be happening with the workshop. So all of my tools are currently stuffed at the back here. My bandsaw, my plane thicknesser, everything's back there. The table saw is under here somewhere. There you go. With the workbench, just full of stuff. But it is all here. It all fits in, and I've still got a fair amount of space. So let's talk about the last workshop. The last workshop was 10 foot by 20 foot, or 6 meters by something. And I'll be honest, I don't actually know how big this workshop is. I'm pretty sure I did measure it, so it is roughly the same length. I think it is very slightly shorter, and obviously it is not quite as wide. But I have sacrificed the size of the shop in order to not have anyone living above it. That space up there, the plan is to turn it into an office. Now that is a big, and I mean a big project, because I've got to restrut it. I've got basically that entire middle section where the apex is, I've got to change it, which is fine. I got some friends to ask that will be able to help me, and I should be able to turn it into just a small office. I don't need it to be a big office, literally big enough for a chair, a desk and a computer, and I'm happy. I don't need it to be anything else. Oh, now you will notice I only have one entrance into this the garage, workshop.
Oh, he did not just say that.
But the plan will be this bit here, which is just a dead end. On the other side of that wall is my garden. So the plan will be to cut in a bit of that wall. I honestly don't know whether I will be doing it or I'll get someone else to do it, but there's going to be a nice little single garage door there. This back wall here, this will be my feature wall, so I plan on doing pallet wall at the end, and then the axe can go on it, the hammer can go on it, and all the other weapons that I make can go on it. And I'm going to insulate the whole thing, so I want to try and make this as soundproof. It's not going to be soundproof. So I want to try and make this as soundproof as I can, because I do have neighbours, I don't want to annoy them, and ideally I'd like to do some sanding at some point. And I'd rather do some sanding at night rather than during the day when I'm at work, because obviously I can't do that because with the new job timing is tight. But if I can get it as soundproof as possible, so I can get like a nice Rotex or a Merca or something, that I can do some nice sanding at night, some handwork, and I won't be annoying anyone. Obviously things like the table saw and the thickness planer I will not be running at night. I'm loving the potential with this space. It is more space than I could ever want for a small workshop like mine, and I cannot wait to get it all done. So electrics wise, obviously in the previous workshop, let's say I kept blowing the fuse in the planer thicknesser because it was a 13 amp fuse and ideally it should be on a 16 amp. But it worked. This time I have this lovely fuse box in here. I made sure when I purchased the property, I got them to put in some big ass cabling so I can have some proper electric works. So I will run all the cables to everything, work out where I want everything, and then because I don't do electrics, I'm going to get someone to actually wire it for me, but I will be doing all the running to obviously make it as cheap as possible. So as you can see, it is a little bit muddy out here. Now the plan for the garden is I'm going to do a giant patio, awning up, nice covered area, barbecue, kitchen thing, seating area. So we didn't bother doing the turf because I didn't want to pay for turf that I would eventually have to perk up. Now slightly wishing I had done. So. So as I said, door will be around about here, and this will lead out to this area here. Now this is currently just a dumping ground for all of the old patio furniture, and obviously don't currently have a patio, but this will eventually be a nice concrete pad, fully built-in shed, and then that will be wood store, and if I can get a better dust collector, my dust collection as well, because then I'll stick a pipe going through the wall, collect all the dust and push it out to this area rather than having to worry about my dust collector being in here. Now the other side of the garden, which is over here, this is going to be outdoor toys gardening thing. So again, another concrete pad, shed, and then yeah, the rest of it will all be. Now I think the wife wants turf. I'm thinking Outtro though, because I don't really want to deal with having to mow the lawn. So yeah, that's it. That's what's happening with BrookesWood Builds. That's why I've been quiet on Instagram. I've been quiet on everything really, because obviously moving house is a lot, but I'm slowly starting to see the end of the tunnel and the light that will be this beautiful new shop. But that's fine, because in the new year we'll start getting this all done. There'll be videos for cleaning the walls, getting all the insulation up, getting it battened. There'll be videos for the electrics to be done. There'll be videos for the lights, and I cannot wait. So you're going to come along with that journey. We'll put the door in, we'll do the garden, and that's all going to be seen. So slightly different content just for a little bit while I get the workshop set up. But everyone loves a good workshop setup video, so that's good. And I guess the only thing left to say is thank you for watching, thank you for support. If you want to help build this into the shop that it can be, make sure you head over to my Patreon, become one of my Patreon members and join the family. I'm still building the Patreon, but it's getting there, and you can get some sneak peeks, things like that. But if not, follow me on Instagram, follow me on YouTube, share, like, comment, subscribe, all of those lovely fab things. But in the meantime, I will see you later. Bye.